Uh, Hello, everybody. Welcome to session, I don't remember, of Set into Fernia.
70 something, high 70s, I think.
Yeah, 78. Session 78. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Because there's two. 78-ish. Uh,
We're in
so
the disco era.
yeah.
Uh,
Um,
session.
So it's been quite a while since we played, so I'm just gonna give a brief recap of the last couple of sessions. So you guys had recently come out of that steel forest where you had lost your demon grinder. Um, and then you came upon uh the Shadow of Death once more and fought him and an army of his upgraded automatons. Um, you were able to kill the Shadow of Death, and there was a minion of his that had tried to escape, and his name was.
I definitely remember that we lost the demon grinder. I definitely, the branded one did not drive it into a hole where it exploded.
Most certainly not.
Well, it was hardly your fault. You were forced to drive through this insane forest.
So you came across Ornifex and his companion, and he had a form of infernal war machine that was quite small, but it had an extra dimensional pocket where there were some additional weapon systems that could be accessed that require an exchange of life force through your hit dice to use. And there were also desiccated corpses of those that had given their lives in the effort of getting away from the Shadow of Death. So you are currently working with Ornifex because he is very paranoid that you're just going to leave him out to die. And so he has kept the secret way of accessing this extra dimensional space to encourage you guys to not just leave him to die.
I don't know where he got that idea.
I don't know who let him know that.
And so from there, you were on your way to one of the Feanor's crypts, which this is information you got from the Sibriax, that there is supposed to be an item that will allow you to trick something into thinking that you are a member of House Cannith to allow you to operate the Warforged Colossus. So you reached the crypt. The crypt was locked to some degree, and there was a wraith in front of it. And basically, it was like, you either have the way in or you have to kill me to get in. So after some finagling, eventually it just turned into combat. The Wraith had been killed. Also, a number of summoned enemies were killed. That were like skeletons around the crypt. You entered the crypt and fought a few things that were quite deadly, culminating in a final showdown with a bone claw that nearly killed Lux. And so currently you are still in that, in the crypt, in the room where the bone claw was killed. In that room, it was full of fog, but the fog lifted the minute that it was killed, revealing another door that lies ahead.
So like how beat up is Lux? How beat up does she look?
Pretty bad. I've got 16 temporary hit points
Are you into vitality? yet?
and 11 vitality.
Okay.
Out of how much?
11 what? Vitality out of how much?
Yeah, yeah, hold on. I'll just I'm sure we'll all do our part here. I'm going to give you 25 hit points with lay on hands.
Okay.
I'm just, I have sort of forgotten some things about my character. So I am going to, this will take a minute. But I'm gonna cast Aura of Vitality. So first you get 7. How is Lux looking after that?
Okay. Does that go to vitality first and then?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, math kids. 15.
Does aura vitality go to like multiple people, or is it just focused on a single person?
I have to focus on one person at a time.
Gotcha.
And then once vitality goes up again, it goes to HP.
Yes.
Okay.
Is Blade also low?
Not particularly. I think he took
I'm-
like permanent. I think his max hit points got permanently knocked down.
Well, not permanently, but you did lose. I do believe you lost the maximum hit points.
Yeah, yeah. So he's at his he's got his hit points. He's at
Okay.
his new max.
That's good. Yeah, I'm looking a lot
Like,
better. Thank you.
but how far down are you? Because I still have more Aura of Vitality. It's just a question of, am I healing you or me or someone else?
I am 56 out of 91.
So I'll just give you the rest of it. That's unfortunate.
Eight. $73. Okay.
So I don't remember actually who got beat up. Like I know Branded one is a little bit beat up.
I'm-
Lux, I remember being nearly dead.
I'm at about half right now, but deal with the frontline people first.
I'm down 20.
It's worth casting it again then. So Melodia first. No. You're down 20. What's the causes? So I mean,
down-
I was
I'm down
talking
20.
to Tony at that point. So Melodia gets 24 back. And then I'll
Thank
give
you.
1, 2 to Takash.
Well,
Yep.
that's fine.
And so how far is Melodia down now?
I'm only down probably about 20 and Pantone is down 60. So Melodia is fine.
Okay.
And honestly, Pantone will be fine. He's at 40 or 38.
We could resummon that one.
Yeah.
Is Blade down?
I don't think healing's gonna help Blade.
For what's wrong with him, yeah.
He's got max hit point damage, so he's at like the his max is down, so he's at his like new max, which is below his normal max.
So I got 3 more.
I mean, I'll,
So
I'll
I-
throw him on Pantone if he wants. I mean, he's at 38 of 90.
I think Lux could go up more.
Or yeah, give it to someone else first, but
Is it use it or lose it?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll got another 8 for Lux. 15 total for Lux.
Okay, I'm at 88. I'm 91. Okay, if
Another
that's
5.
all right, I'm at max then.
Duck the spell.
How many times can you do like? Holy shit!
So it used to be that sorcerers had to actually spend spell slots, but Mike switched sorcerer over to spell points.
What he did? Did he mess with a character class? I've never heard of.
Yeah,
that.
that is hard to believe, I know.
Yeah. I know. Wow. Okay.
But so technically I could cast 3rd level spells and use all my spell points on those. In which
Okay.
case I could do this another 10 more times. But that would mean not reserving stuff for other things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like shield
Yeah.
to save me. And now that Lux is like back at full, I would take a scrap of cloth or like my sleeve and just like wipe the blood from her face and then point her towards the door.
Yeah. No problem.
Is it locked?
No.
Might not be locked, but there might be something behind it.
Well, perhaps I should go forward then.
Be my guest. I've got your back.
Cautious, careful. I will open the door. Seems like an office.
This room appears to be a study with several shelves full of tomes and scrolls. At the end of the room is a desk with clutter strewn about the top. Atop one pile of loose parchment is a golden orb that seems to be made of sections covered in glyphs of an unknown language. The pages of parchment are written in Elvish and seem to be describing the orb. According to those notes, this is the orb of dragon marks. Does anybody read Elvish?
Blade does.
Is that anything related to Delkir?
Yep.
Nope. Never
Yeah, I
learned
do.
Elvish.
yeah, I got it.
Okay. So those who can read Elvish can read the notes in more detail. And according to the notes, Feanor's observations and investigation into the orb indicate that its fullest potential can only be used in the hands of creatures with some connection to the draconic prophecy. Feanor also has notes in there that describe her frustration with the orb as she apparently lacks sufficient qualities to be able to use it, limiting its usefulness in her studies.
It seems strange that Feanor, of all people, would show frustration at being incapable of deciphering this thing.
Well, if she's literally unable to use it, I suppose that could be frustrating. Seeing as it appears to be a powerful relic of some kind. Surely one of us will be able to use it, I would imagine.
Her notes say that one must be of draconic prophecy.
That's definitely us.
not sure if any of us are connected to the Draconic Prophecy. Maybe
I
one of
promise we are. We have
maybe
to be.
you or Lux. I don't take one of these pillows. They look soft.
They are, and both sides are the cool side.
Should we be seeing anything on the screen?
Are you not?
Yeah,
I see.
that's
I do.
It says
I
it
can.
says black. My token might not have vision.
Hold on, let me see.
Did you get blinded in the fight?
I haven't set up my dual monitor system yet, so I'm only using one screen, but let me see if I can figure that out.
mine was black, then I just was scrolled really far north essentially.
Yeah, I would scroll out first because we are towards the bottom of the map.
Yep, I'm a scroll. I can see the whole map. But
There's now only one of these two pillows, though.
Alright.
Where was the? I forget. Did we come across this orb previously, or
No.
is it just not
No.
present here? Do we not see it? Okay.
No, this is the orb that was described to you by Sibriax, and this is a thing that you're looking for to be able to activate the Warforged Colossus.
Right.
Where is
It's not here.
It is here.
Yeah.
The orb is the thing.
Okay. Okay. I was
I
just
mean,
looking for it on the map in this room, but okay.
Maybe it's this thing.
It's underneath the Necronomicon.
Yeah, see the Necronomicon for sure. We should definitely not read from that book.
Alright, let's see.
I'll put it in the bag of holding with the hand of Becky. It'll be fine.
Gonna be one evil ass fucking bag of holding.
So something that draws your attention, Branded One, is there are a large number of scrolls. And also there are somewhere like in the corner right here, Lux, you would notice that there's a pair. They look like they're kind of like gauntlets, but the knuckles are really like it's like brass knuckles connected to a pair of gauntlets.
Okay.
And then there's also actually Branded One on one of those pillows. As you notice the softness, you also see that there's actually a ring that falls off of the pillow as you pick it up.
So I'll pick up the ring and also take out my wand of magic detection to cast detect magic.
The ring and the gauntlets both detect as magical. The orb detects as incredibly strong magic. And then there's magic within a number of the scrolls.
So I'll go over for I will look at the magic scrolls. I will also just peruse whatever on these bookshelves to figure out if there's anything about this orb that wasn't on the desk. I will probably take that
Okay.
and the magic scrolls. So I'll start leafing through. If it's all scrolls, I'll just start leafing through the scrolls to try to figure out what's on them.
It's not all scrolls. There's also a lot. I mean, it seems that everything that's written here was written by Feanor's hand. So this is all her research on various topics. But the main thing that you see time and again is her research into the magic around the Draconic prophecy and the dragon marks.
How much can
And-
you fit in your bag of holding? Because all of this may be useful. I would hate to leave and drive all the way south and then discover we need to come back for a book.
I'm guessing all of it.
I don't know. According to the player's handbook, every book weighs 5 pounds. Every book in existence, 5 pounds.
What is the max on bag of holding? I have no idea.
500 pounds. And I don't know what's in there already.
I'm not
I
really
mean,
sure.
yeah,
I
I
don't
would,
know.
I probably would start taking some of these books.
Yeah.
Trying to, roughly discern, not breaking the bag of holding or anything, but trying to roughly discern what might have something about this orb in there. Anything about dragon marks I would probably take just because we might wind up needing it.
Um,
Anything that's purely draconic prophecy, I'd probably just leave that because I don't necessarily know what the connection is between this orb and that.
okay. Well, so the only things specifically mentioning the orb are the parchment papers that were the orb was on top of. And there's quite a number. It's a fairly decent size. It's actually I'm going to say it's a journal because that makes more sense. So there's quite a bit written in the journal about it, but everything else seems to be just not necessarily related to the orb, but just around the magic of the prophecy and the marks.
And I would, take any book that specifically discusses the House Cannith mark, as we may need to know something about that mark. And while I'm sure in passing we've all heard of the mark, we probably don't have any detailed information about it.
So there appears to be two journals specifically on or that has specific information on House Cannith and the mark of making. There are other notes and other things within the journal, but those are two that have a good chunk of her studies and information on the mark.
So I would take those. I would also point out, we're probably making an enemy of Feanor by taking all of her stuff.
Well, yeah. But if we can do so quietly,
Well, she's not here, is she?
We also just killed her guardian. She's probably aware or will become aware.
Ah,
I am familiar with this mark of making. House
Well,
Kenneth. House
that
Kenneth.
makes some sense.
Right. I served House Kenneth long before I fell into business dealings.
So does it say how to activate the orb? I mean, I assume it requires attunement or something, but
It doesn't say specifically because once again, Feanor was never able to get it to activate with her.
where is it?
Huh?
Where is it? Like, has somebody picked it up yet?
it was on the desk. I assume somebody that it went into the bag of holding with the Necronomicon.
Oh, Blade's token might not be on it. That's true. Because he
But
wasn't in it.
we will have to see if any of us can bond with this thing on the ride to the Warforged Colossus.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
Who is there anybody that is proficient in Arcana?
I am.
So, Kurt, go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
You know what? I'm gonna action point that as this seems important. There you go. Clearly much better roll.
Those 2 points are really gonna help. Yep.
So there are a few scrolls that seem to catch your eye. But it's not quite written in Elvish. It also seems to be other things that it's unclear if it's related to a language or if they're more geometric patterns. But there's something unusual about these scrolls that piques your interest.
So I will take those as well. And maybe when we get back to the demon grinder, we can use the helm of comprehending languages. Maybe it'll work on them, maybe not.
Or whatever our new ride is.
So what are the spell scrolls? Or do I have to decipher them in some way?
Those are the spell scrolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like yeah, so but they're not like spell scrolls that you are familiar with.
So I will take them anyway. We can investigate them.
Is this desk like, are there drawers or anything like that?
Yeah.
I'll peruse them.
You find a number of soul coins.
Next.
Yeah. Soul coins, you said?
Soul coins.
Those are good money. At least in this place. We should take it.
Right. We shouldn't leave the soul coins behind. So I will add them to the stash of soul coins I have. I forget how many. I don't have it written here. I just have soul coins on my character sheet.
You have 2.5 soul coins remaining. And in the desk there are 25.
God.
Yeah, where were you when we had access to the Emporium?
If there's nothing else of importance, I'll
There's the gauntlet.
step around.
I mean, if you're not going to take the gauntlet, I will at least take it so we can figure
Yeah.
out what it is.
I'll look at it.
It's a pair of gauntlets.
Oh yeah, sure. I haven't opened a tournament slot. We'll see what happens.
Not, we can always just put one on the hand of Vecna.
Oh yeah, you guys do have that.
I know we gave it away, right? Oh no, we were going to give it away, and he's like,
She didn't want it.
I just wanted to look at it.
Yeah. She just cared that it was no longer in the hands of Tiamat's servant.
Yeah. Blade's gonna check around. Like he's gonna check around the walls and the floor, the tiles on the floor to see if there's any sort of like secret doors or rooms or like hidden alcoves. Something that kind of isn't obvious that she might use to try to hide stuff.
How thorough and how much time are you taking for this?
You know, I would say that I'm gonna be as thorough as eye for detail would allow me to be.
Okay.
So like I kind of view that as like, because that's a class skill, like it would be able to be more thorough in a shorter amount of time than
Yeah, you're Sherlock Holmesing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Um, so make me a perception check. So there is one tile in the floor right here that is loose. When you pry it up, there appears to be a quarter-sized ruby. It's very well cut, very polished. But that's all that you can tell about it, is that it's a ruby.
He's gonna take it, and he'd bust out yield jeweler's tools, and so he's got like his little, like, you know, in his, I imagine in his fingers, he has the integrated lockpick, but I guess he would have them nearby. He pulls out like I forgot the name of the tool, but basically like the little glasses, like the mic,
Loop,
Loop.
jeweler's loop.
the loop, to like kind of inspect the things. Like, very nice. This will fetch great price when if I ever get out of here to sell it. She certainly has an eye for detail.
That was interestingly hidden.
Is it magical? Because I still have my detect magic.
It does not detect as magic.
Why hide that and not the orb?
What about this in the orb?
Why hide that and not the orb?
How expensive does this rug look? Because it really ties the room together.
It looks quite expensive. Very luxurious. In fact, even though it's a rug and it is as thick as a rug, if you were to lay down on it, it feels as soft as laying on a fine mattress.
That's a good rug.
We should roll this rug up and take it with us.
Into the bag of holding.
Yeah, it may be too heavy for the bag of holding.
If it's not too heavy, I'll carry it. I'll carry it.
It's probably about 50 pounds.
It's a
Oh,
big
then
ass
it probably
rug.
could go into the bag of holding then.
Oh, I can always drop it if we need to. Or use it as an improvised weapon. I know I'm not Ewan anymore, but I can still appreciate some improvised weapons, you know?
Yes. It feels like hitting someone with art, but it actually might hurt. Well,
I don't know why, but now I'm thinking about that scene in Jason Bourne when he used the rolled up magazine as a weapon.
Never watched.
And now imagining somebody else doing that, but with a rug.
You ever watch like the Riddick series?
Yeah.
What you gonna do? Kill me with your drink cup? No, my teacup.
Teacup,
Kill you with
yeah.
my teacup.
So I think we've taken what we're gonna take from the room.
Yes.
And now we Big Lebowski like will have Feanor chasing us, probably mostly for the rug.
Right.
Yeah,
Really
fine
tied the
with
room
everything
together.
but the rug.
Really tied the room together, did it not?
My priceless antiques.
My rug.
So how big is the orb?
Probably not as large as a baseball.
Okay.
We have a long drive ahead of us to get to the Colossus, and we can investigate the orb on the way.
Agreed. Let's get out of here before we are noticed or caught further. And Blade's gonna start making his way out of the room. You know, for what it's worth, he's gonna try to stealth. You know, he's gonna try to do so quietly in case there's any additional visitors that are coming. So he can try to get the jump on them before they get on us.
You'll get the jump on them. I will be carrying a rug.
Well, I will make sure that I get the jump so I can get you into a good position where you can just hit them before they even realize they've been hit with priceless art.
Understood. Lead the way.
I will also try to stealth behind Blade.
All right. Everybody who's stealthing, go ahead and make me a stealth check.
I mean, I can stealth. I'll just have disadvantage. I had it anyway, so.
I'm just like picturing like we're all stealthing. Like I'm just like picturing us like kind of like hiding behind the wall and then like
I'm sort of thinking like
forward.
Scooby Doo style, just like the tiptoeing past, like down the hallway.
Yeah.
I
And the
mean,
guy with the rug is just like banging
Yeah.
into the wall.
Actually rolled a 19.
you guys all rolled incredibly well, surprisingly so.
Yeah. There's usually always one, right? And you know, not gonna
Well, hang on. I forgot.
Pantone.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
There it is.
spoke too soon.
Pantone is panting too loud. It's
Yeah.
be heard from down the.
So you guys are sneaking down the corridors, incredibly quietly, silently. Each one of you amazed because it seems like you're not even there. You're just like wind traveling along the corridor floors, and all of a sudden behind you, as the Pantone begins like chewing on the bone of one of these undead creatures that you fought.
I turn. I'm just like hand gesturing, just like try not. And yeah, does not go well, I guess.
But thankfully, at least as far as you can tell, it doesn't bring any attention. As you guys move through the crypt, you get the sense that you have dealt with any potential creatures that may have been here. So you make your way out of the crypt. You get to that entry point with the glyph on the floor, and the door that was locked by the presence of the creature. And then, where is it? Nope, that wasn't the right button. All right, you step out, and before you, you see two enormous gorgons, and behind them, a figure in heavy armor that covers their entire body, but you see red eyes peeking from beneath the helm.
That this thing?
No, that's your vehicle.
Oh, okay.
So, and these gorgons seem to have been dragging a single chariot that this creature is currently standing in. And he seems to be sort of have been patiently waiting there.
Lord Soft.
Does it look familiar?
No, he does not. And wait, I need to move this. So that's what you guys see as you're coming out of the crypt.
I'm sure it's a front.
And our vehicle is, where is that actually at?
It was over here.
I'm just like kind of look around and anybody have the ability to message those inside the vehicle and just tell them to run over these things?
I do not.
Blade just like looks at you with a blank expression.
Would yell very loudly. Or just offer to put the rug back and perhaps he'll let us go.
That's what he's here for. He's here for the rug. Damn it.
If you are looking to get inside, it is a fool's errand.
Yes, we found this rug fair and square. It's ours.
We brought this with us from home.
Carry on. We'll be on our way.
He just stares silently and then crosses his arms in front of his chest.
Just gonna try to go around him.
Yeah, start walking this way.
As you start,
The demon grinder. Or whatever the new vehicle's called, I forget.
as you try to do that, each of the gorgons begins releasing a bit of breath. It's not in a way that it's potentially harmful, but more as a warning.
We have no quarrel with you.
Oh, you do.
I don't think so.
You
I have
have
never
a
seen-
quarrel with my master, Feanor.
I don't believe we have any quarrel with your master.
You quarrel with her because you have entered her crypt
We
without
entered it fair and
permission.
square. Listen, the funny little shadow at the front gave us 2 options. We chose the easier.
And now you see that it is the harder.
I doubt it. Friend, we have slain many. Potential friend, who knows? Probably not, but we have slain many. It is not a good idea to fight us.
Nor is it a good idea to fight the forces of Feanor.
We do not wish to fight Feanor. In fact, we are on a mission to end. We are on a mission and we require one of Feanor's artifacts. But beyond that mission, it is of no use to us. We can return it.
Of course, judging by the notes, it is of no use to her as well.
Prakash, are you saying she's not smart enough to use it? That would be insulting.
I'm just saying she's not worthy enough.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
Regardless,
Okay, fine, we'll give you the rug back.
Yeah, exactly. You can have it. It may need to be laundered.
this is not about a rug. This is not about what you've taken from her. This is about you trespassing, defiling her crypt.
Oh, I
It
think it
was
was already
already-
defiled before we showed up. I think this whole place is defiled.
Listen to the short green woman.
I am curious.
I don't see color.
What is it that you are hoping to achieve here?
An end to this conversation would be nice. Curious.
We would like to leave.
To put it simply, we have something your master cannot use, and we can. So
Then we'll give it back and we'll tell her how to use it.
I think that
you won't be able to.
this is more than a fair deal. It's
How
like
do you
having-
figure it's a fair deal?
She can now free all the time she would have spent trying to research this thing that she cannot use. She can use on something else.
Yeah, defiling. You can work on that.
You dare deign to determine what my master shall seek to do with her time? To be her judge as to what is worthwhile?
I
That's
don't.
pure arrogance.
I'm having a hard time understanding. What'd you say? Something about a taint? What? You're mumbling. Take off that damn helmet. We can't understand you.
The Gorgons, both in unison, blow more of that toxic air. Once more, not in a way that might be harmful, but one that is certainly threatening. I ask again, what do you intend to do with what you have taken?
Stop Bel Shalor. Return the city of Flame
Keep.
Keep back to the material world. And leave this pit for good.
What do you know of Belshalor?
Don't
We
make me
know that
fuck up
he-
all my notes.
He has captured the high priest of the Silver Flame. And if he is successful in completing whatever ritual he is currently undertaking, he will be able to return and conquer our world and gain additional power. He will be bound in the flame no more, the shadow within it.
And this will all happen in like 8 days. So we must. Time is of the essence.
Right, and you think the defiling is bad now? Wait,
Well, that guy gets out. I don't think even your master could survive it.
nope.
Takash, give me an insight check.
Uh,
Okay. Sending you a message.
That mean I didn't get my turn?
Okay.
all right. Well, that's fine because I did sense that already before that. I'll take a step forward here and look to this person. What? We never got your name.
Name.
Curious.
Yes, your name.
It has
You
been
said, "I am
a lot
curious."
since I've been asked my name. It feels weird to speak it. Tharzul.
Is this a name that's familiar to anybody?
Um,
Religiously or historically, I don't know.
anybody that is proficient in religion can make an attempt. Just the one? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's doesn't ring any bells.
Well, that's fine. And I was like, Farzul, very good. I sense there's more within you. I'll like set the rug down, or I probably would have handed it off to somebody as before walking up here. Like it's like Melodia was like right there. It's like, yeah, hold this.
In the blood? He set it down in the blood?
No. I would have just given it to Melodia before walking up here. Because I was like right here at first, and like before walking forward, I would have just turned to Melodia and just, yeah.
I'm like struggling to like manage hanging on to it.
You do with it as you will. And then
How old does Melodia look? I've actually always sort of pictured her on the younger side, like almost like a kid, but that may be inaccurate.
No, yeah, you're right. Like angsty teenager that ran away from home, essentially. Late teen. I mean, like elf is, I don't know, like half elf ages stuff, but like 20s, something along those lines.
elf adolescence. I don't know about Eberron.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they have the same lifespan or not.
So I just sort of pictured like the smallest person in our party, and Takash is like heaving a rug, a
Yeah, I'm
15-foot wide rug upon her.
I'm sort of envisioning like it's focusing on Takash, and you see me like blurry in the background, just like struggling to hang on to this thing, like just like almost toppling over type thing.
I said, and I just sort of looked at him like, you know, this master that you have taken on, this Feanor, it doesn't have to be that way. She does not progress the righteousness. Tell me, what did you do before you served Feanor?
I always serve Feanor.
No, you have not.
I have always served Feanor.
Very well. Perhaps Feanor wasn't always here, yes? Did you serve her before she came to Fernia?
Feanor is all there is.
Friend.
She is. She is.
She is very clearly evil.
Leave things alone. They clearly whack you.
Surely I sense you once had an oath. You definitely had one. Tell me of it.
My oath is to Feanor.
Before that, come now.
Yeah, I don't comprehend what happened. I was watching too.
Tell me your tenets. Tell me what they were.
I don't know.
If you were to be like,
That's okay. Perhaps if you work at it. But you know, I can tell, you know that what we seek is the right path, and you do not wish to delay us.
But Feanor's will is my will.
Nonsense. You have your own will.
My oath is to Feanor.
Ah, well, that sounds like a previous oath broken.
I have broken nothing.
Let's see. I'll make sure I don't have any like effects I can potentially use here.
I will whisper to everyone else. I can drop a wall of stone from this black pillar pretty much all the way up to our vehicle. And while they're busy killing Takash because he's going to be on the wrong side of the wall of stone, we can make a break for it.
Once again. I'm just like, look around you. This place corrupts. It's what it does best. Your oath was once pure. I could sense it. As someone who has an oath himself. You and I, we are kindred. Feanor is a master, but she does not need to be yours. You can have allies again, proper allies.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
What is that
Jeez.
roll? I'm going to use an action point.
Damn.
All I could do is roll fucking doubles, apparently. Yeah, so using an action point there to reroll that persuasion.
Huh?
Better.
Better.
So Takash, you get the sense that Tharzul wants to believe you. You can hear from the tone, even though it may not be clear to the others. There's doubt in his voice. You've created doubt.
I don't know if he's. I have said something to him. I don't know if he has a response for it at all.
What did you say again?
That he, Feanor doesn't have to be actually have to be his master, and he could have allies again. Like actual true allies.
But Feanor created me.
Oh.
Feanor will destroy me.
Someone who can be so pure? Nonsense. She doesn't stand a chance.
Why do you seek to stop Belshalor?
Because that is the righteous and good thing to do.
How do you
it is an evil that is trying to enter into this world and likely will not try and stop here, but continue on that evil elsewhere. I cannot let that stand.
It must be purged before it spreads.
Where do you draw your strength? Your conviction?
That's a good question.
For me, it is quite easy. It is my strength comes in knowing that I am right. There's more to it. Perhaps if you give up Feanor, as you know that you must, we can discuss it. I would be happy to.
I don't know how. I do not know what is right. Only what Feanor wills.
I think you perhaps do know. Otherwise, you would have just killed us right away.
I have not killed you because
Because you want to see us succeed.
why have I not killed you?
Perhaps, perhaps you see us as potential friends.
Perhaps you have not killed us because you know deep down that we are right.
Perhaps if you can't see what is right yourself, then you should follow someone you know can see the right path. Someone like Kakash.
I wonder how hard that was for the branded one to say.
I mean, he's reasonably self-aware enough to realize that Kakash has a bond with this guy that the branded one doesn't.
The branded one is going to roll deception. That's how he knows.
Belshalor is a danger. His priest is drawing closer to completing the ritual. How will you stop him?
Well, we have taken a very useful artifact from this here layer, perhaps you can call it. It is necessary for us to be able to infiltrate the walls of the city. Or not the city, wherever that place
Cathedral.
is. Yeah, into the cathedral.
Do you swear to stop Belshalor?
On my life.
We will die trying. We will do it or we will die trying. So
I will sacrifice any one of these people to make that happen.
Destiny is on our side. That's why we can use this item that we have taken, and your master could not. Hopefully we could use it. I say out of character.
Takash says, if I believe just hard enough, I will find a use for it.
Then hurry, you must go.
You are right, we have stayed too long. Good luck. And I hope our paths cross again.
You could come with us and help us defeat Belshalor. Free yourself of Feanor finally.
These fine beasts, they look like they could be quite formidable. It's gesturing to the Gorgons.
No. No, you must go now. You must go now. You can see that he like falls into the front of the chariot and his fingers are grabbing it so tightly that the metal is actually bending beneath them.
So with that, I will take one end of the rug and start for the vehicle.
I got the other end.
So before I go, I have this I have a tube of like it's basically like a scroll case that's like filled with notes and maps and shit. Um uh, and drawings of creatures I may have encountered before. And I pull out a note from it, and I here, take this. Look at it whenever you feel doubt. And it's just a note that just says, this one's good. It just says, believe you can, and you're halfway there.
Is it a fortune cookie?
Like inspirational quotes. What looks good.
Eventually
Well,
he'll get
yeah.
there knowing is half the battle.
Melodia,
Yep.
you feel a shift in the air. And in this shift, you feel it's something you haven't encountered before here in Fernia. A drop in pressure and a slight coolness on the breeze.
We must go now.
Yes, I tell everyone like let's get into our vehicle now. Something's happening. And I start can't move it on that screen. And I start moving.
Yeah, you see a cloud begin to form overhead that begins to grow larger and larger, and it begins swirling.
Knocking on the door. Come on.
So Trebek lets everybody in.
I'll be the last one in. I'm looking to Tharzul before I get in, just like give him a knowing nod, like, yes, you shall not perish.
I will give a skeptical look about that as the cold creeps in. I wonder if Brendan were here if he wouldn't try to just kidnap Tharzul for free NPC.
Shall not perish, and he can just look at his note, and if he believes he can, then he's halfway there.
So the artifacts and Trebek seeing the danger and everything, they begin piloting the infernal war machine as quickly as it can go, and thankfully this machine is far faster than your demon grinder, because only a moment later there's a burst of light as a beam of destructive energy comes down from that cloud, vaporizing everything in the area.
Maybe he believed that Feanor was going to kill him. Thus he was halfway there.
I think we'll see him again.
So now where Feanor's crypt was is a large crater that you see fading further into the distance.
He definitely survived.
Do you
I
believe
mean,
that?
if he's a Death Knight, he definitely survived because they're literally unkillable. Glad we didn't have to fight him and you were able to talk him into letting us go. As I was a little uncertain about how difficult that fight would be, and seeing how the whole area was destroyed, I'm certain we would have been killed.
Thank you, Zekosh. Because of your efforts, we get to live to fight another day. So we can get killed tomorrow. Or maybe the day after if we're lucky.
I say
think
this
we
as
can
I'm
make it.
lounging on our new rug in the extra dimensional space with one of the pillows.
Um. So. It's getting close to the end of the day. You're all beginning to feel tired, so you know that it's probably, despite the fact that you can't really see time passing because of the staticness of the sky typically. Um, it's getting close to the end of the day, so you have just about over 5 days left to get to the Colossus and then to get to the the cathedral.
So I'm gonna borrow the Helm of Comprehending Languages so that I can actually read the Elvish scrolls that describe this orb. Who actually wants to try to activate the orb? I have to say, I have been chosen by the Silver Flame, but I've never really thought of myself as being tied to any of the draconic prophecies.
No. We're all there. I think any one of us can do it. I was sent directly to you guys.
Who were you sent by?
A dragon itself. I believe he had met one or two of you.
I don't
I don't-
believe I've ever met a dragon.
I don't remember his name. I'm not very good with those, especially a dragon's name.
So from my reading, this is an out of character thing. From my reading of the instruction manual for the Colossus, I know we need the ring that creates the anti-magic field, which I have. What I'm less sure of is uh does the person who's I sort of assume, at least in my head, that the person who is suppressing the magic using the anti-magic field probably isn't going to be the one who is also using this device to pretend to be dragon marked, because I'm probably going to be in an anti-magic field at the time. So that makes me the wrong person to try to bond to this orb.
I mean,
But maybe I'm misunderstanding the instructions.
So the instructions are about how to activate the self-repair mechanisms, which does not have to happen at the same time as taking control of the classes.
I see. If we're all tied to the draconic prophecies, I will be honest, my first choice to pretend to be dragon marked would be Blade, as he has some connection to Health Caneth. He would not exist but for the mark of making.
I owe my life to it. I think this makes sense. For my servitude to House Kenneth. It also feels a bit long overdue.
So, I mean, based on what I've read, I guess I would tell Blade as much as I can uh, about the orb. And then I guess we just hand him the orb, tell him to try to activate it.
Yeah, he takes it and like holds it in his palm.
About baseball sized, which makes me, you know, I don't know if there were diagrams, so I'm just sort of, I'm hoping this is like the orb and not the holy hand grenade or something as he tries to activate it.
So according to Feanor's notes, as well as just kind of your own investigation of the orb, it seems that it's kind of like a puzzle sphere, almost like a circular Rubik's Cube. And once you align the symbols such that it replicates a common design associated with the House Cannith dragon marks, because House Cannith dragon marks, while they are all different to some degree, they all also share similar patterns. And so you can, once you're able to do that, and Blade immediately recognizes the resonance, whoever's doing it, Blade will know when it's completed. And you can, then the person holding it will register as a member of House Cannith.
Blade will like he internalizes that, and did you say that he understands that's how this works? But he hasn't done that yet. He hasn't solved the puzzle. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, so who's actually manipulating the sphere?
I would think Blade would. Like, he is looking at it, and he would be manipulating it to try to line up the symbols.
So Blade, you would have an intuitive sense of the symbols and the alignment needed to set the machine to House Cannith. So if you choose to do it now or choose to do it later, you are capable of doing so when you want.
He would do it now. I mean, that's what we came here to do. So he would do that.
So while you hold the sphere, so every Warforged has a Gulra, which is a unique symbol that appears on their forehead. Yours would shift to not only encompass the symbol that is yours, but also the symbol of a House Cannith dragon mark.
Nice. So you would see this glowing these glowing runes on Blade's forehead just like change from one rune to a different one as he's his fingers are moving very quickly and deftly, manipulating this orb and lining up all the symbols. And when it gets to a certain point, it changes. It's like, I think I figured it out. We should be good to go.
And you could stay like that forever.
It remains as long as it's in that configuration and on Blade's person.
As long as I'm holding on to it and somebody doesn't mess it up, I believe so.
You have a very unique situation here. I believe that you have a great responsibility now that you have the ability to put the symbols upon your forehead like this.
Well,
Because if you could put any house mark on you, then that would allow you, I would imagine, great power within that house. Greater
I
access, at least.
imagine the people in a house would be a little reticent to accept orders from somebody who isn't naturally marked. But it will be enough at least to let you control the Warforged, I assume.
I mean, if they don't know that the orb is what did that.
I mean, they would know that he is the first marked Warforged of all time. As everyone in House Cannith is human until now, apparently.
As I said, an interesting responsibility. Are we almost there yet?
5 days of, are we there yet? From Takash.
Um, so, you also have those other things that you found. You have the scrolls, the ring, and the gauntlets.
Yeah, I'll once conversations died down, I'll go over and just mess around with the gauntlets.
And I'll hand the ring to Melodia and say, I'm going to be checking out these scrolls. So you may want to investigate this ring so we can figure out what it does.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
And then I'm gonna, with the helm, although I don't know if the helm's gonna be of much use, I'm gonna go try to decipher these scrolls.
So with regards to the gauntlets, it's relatively easy to figure out what they do. Because as Takash, you play with it, some of the magic within kind of connects to you and you're somehow able to read it. It's also a similar experience with you, Melodia, that you can somehow read the magic of the ring, even though you don't typically have that kind of skill or ability. So with the ring, it's this. I'll just show it to you guys. So it's the Ring of Temporal Salvation. And then
That's pretty cool.
the gauntlets, I don't have that put into the journal just yet, but they're called mashers.
Yeah, these are they're brass knuckles. These aren't for me. These are for Lux.
And then branded one, as you begin to investigate the scrolls, you with the help of the helm, you do begin to understand that as you investigate, these are scrolls that can be cast by anyone. They don't have to be cast by a spellcaster. Anybody possessing the scroll can. They just the geometric marks have to be smeared with a drop of the user's blood who's going to cast from the scroll. So to cast the scrolls, it's 1 hit point needs to be sacrificed. And the scrolls that you have are kill 5th level animate dead. Let's see what else is there. Burning blood. Or power. Shadow of Moil. And Enervation.
I was like, no, I'm really okay. No. Like, we literally got.
I'll give those knuckles to Lux, obviously. The Ring of Temporal Salvation. Can I just have that always on all of my characters? 'Cause
Yeah, I was gonna walk around everyone that's front line and just like, hey, I'm gonna start with Takash. Like, I think you might want this. This seems like it would look very very nice on your hand.
I'm celibate. I'm sorry.
Oh no, don't. Okay, I'll and I go over to Lux.
Probably Blade would need that.
Blade, you want it?
Sure. I can make use of this.
Like, obviously, I would love to take it, but if I did and I never died again, we'd never level up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he'll take it.
So for the betterment of the party, obviously, I let somebody else take that one. For a happy future. Maybe not specifically for Lux. Lux has had a hard time, but
Hawk, how's the best way to get to your spell list? Or,
you mean
or is it not on? Or yeah, you're the spell book.
I'll send you the latest copy.
Okay, okay, yeah, because I wanted to see what those, I know like vaguely what those spells do, but I want to see what those versions of your spells do.
Right. That's what I also don't know is I have to look to see what Mike's version of the spells do. Usually they're the same thing as what's in the book.
Or
I mean,
really,
Circle of Power is a really good spell.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, really, it's just those spells. I really don't care about the rest of the book. You can just probably delete it if you wanted.
I'm not going to do that because that's more work for me. So
No, I'm in the middle of doing my spell book, and I know how much time that takes. So
some of those are my own spells though. Like I don't think there are official versions like Burning Blood.
right. I think that one's yours. I mean, Cloud Kill, I think, is poison damage. So I don't know how many things in Fernia are not immune to poison damage. But Circle of Power is pretty good, particularly if anyone can cast it, because it's concentration, but it's advantage on spell saves and magical effects, and anybody who makes a save takes half damage from the spell on a success. So it's like super evasion because it's not just dexterity saves, it's any save.
Nice.
I forget what Shadow of Moil does. I'll have to look that up. Enervation is just like necrotic damage.
and you can say it later if you want. Talk.
I just sent them. I sent the whole spell thing though, not just those spells.
Ah, okay, thank you.
Oh, and there's one more because I meant when I said Circle of Power, I meant something else, but we'll keep the Circle of Power in there. Destructive weight.
I was showing people the potion of excellence because you have the picture of the Pepsi with it. So
Also, I think I'm gonna in my version I'm gonna change Cloud Kill because I don't like poison damage for Cloud Kill. To me, that doesn't make as much sense. I'm going Acid.
okay, I mean, sure. Poison does weird things. Poison can burn your skin away.
Yeah, but then how
It's like Agent
is-
Orange, you know.
But also if your blood becomes more acidic, then that's kind of like being poisoned too. So acid is poison.
Yes, if you drink fire, it is bad for you. Fire is poison. By this same logic.
I'm glad we are in agreement.
No. What I understand. I don't agree, but I understand how your mind works. It's the same mind that made whiplash damage. And that's okay. I signed up for that kind of, but I signed up for it. I re-signed. Let's say that. How How about that? Nobody's perfect.
So does anybody actually want these scrolls that you have to spend a hit point to activate?
I'm gonna go through them. I might grab
Fine.
one because I only have like 2 spell slots or 3 maybe. I forgot. So like having something might be good.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, these are all, still forget what Burning Blood does, but these are, you know, all decent spells.
Yeah,
Uh,
infects the blood of a creature in range, blah, 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 blah. Constitution saving throw, 1d8 acid, 1d8 fire until the spell ends. The target is incapacitated. On successful save, the target does not take any damage. I'm assuming that's just a 4th level, Hawk. Like it says at higher levels. I'm assuming it's just the 4th level, right?
It's 5th level.
5th level? Okay.
5th level version, yeah. They're all 5th level spells.
Okay.
So that, I mean, it actually makes more sense for somebody who isn't the sorcerer to take these things, because I will probably already be using my concentration and spells otherwise. So it doesn't necessarily add quite as much to my repertoire.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna nab one, but I'm just gonna sort of figure out what they do.
Circle of Power seems pretty cool.
Yeah, my concentration is abysmal, so
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll snag it. I mean, 'cause if you're within 10 feet of me, your concentration is a little bit better. But I do have Warcaster, so it's probably worth it for me to take that one.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
A single drop of blood, that seems worth the price.
Shadow of Moil, I might take that one if no one's against that. Just for obscure myself and
Does Takash have like a ranged option?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Then you may want Innervation, as that's at least 60 feet. I think it's 60 feet.
I can cast one ranged thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 60 feet. I mean, so here's a question.
and
how
destructive
does
wave
this-
might be good too. I mean,
How
for
does
each gush.
this, what's the save DC for people who are non-spellcasters who are using these spell scrolls?
Good question.
If it's intelligence based, Innervation may not be the best spell for Takash.
What's that supposed to mean?
To say your DC would be like 8 for their dexterity saves.
Yeah.
All of them are DC 17.
I mean, would Lux be interested in Destructive Wave, which is essentially just an explosion that shoots out from you 30 feet?
Yeah, I was just reading that. Yeah, I'll take that.
So yeah, I was thinking if I was gonna probably take Cloud Kill and Shadow of Moil if people are right with that.
Yeah, that's fine. And then Circle of Power and Enervation go to Takash.
Well, let's see. Our circle of power is level
5.
5. And innervation is
4th, I think.
Everything's at level 5.
Right, but it's, I think, yeah, Enervation is a 5th level spell, normally.
okay. So it's okay.
But Enervation is essentially necrotic damage at distance, and then you heal a bit. It's not a lot of necrotic damage, but if you don't have a ranged option and you ever need one. So I guess I'll take Animate Dead.
We still have, yeah, Animate Dead, Burning Blood.
Burning Blood.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take Burning Blood if no one's gonna take it, but
Does Blade want to scroll?
I have no use for these.
Come on, everybody's doing it.
What'd you say the DC was again?
17.
I have no use for such things.
Didn't have any blood.
But Melodia can have the Burning Blood one. I'll just take the Animate Dead.
Can yeah, I'm a little curious now. Can Blade just like pour a little bit of his oil on there, or how's that work?
I mean,
If you prick him, does he not leak?
Does he need to like take a file to himself and get some shavings, like metal shavings, and put it on there? I don't know.
Or for chef fluids of some sort.
His put on his use his lighter fluid.
Blade has been absorbing the blood of his enemies for years.
so, while you guys are heading towards the Colossus, is there anything else that you're doing?
is there time to rest? I don't know how long the trip is. I know you said we were getting tired or it's late in the day or whatever.
Yeah, so the there is time to rest. I mean, Trebek is able to drive the vehicle. I think that there's a couple of other people who can drive if they wish. So there's the opportunity to take turns. This vehicle drives so smoothly that it can be done and counted as light activity. Whereas with the Demon Grinder, it was heavy activity to drive it. So you couldn't do the rest, the 8-hour rest with the 2 hours of driving. With this one, you can. And you don't know exactly how long it's going to take you to get to the Warforged Colossus. You've been told by the Cybriacs that you have an innate sense of where it is. And so, and especially given now that you've activated the Orb of Dragon Marks, and the way that Feanor's notes suggested that it required some kind of attachment or connection to the Draconic Prophecy, it lends credence to the idea that not only are you all in some way connected to the prophecy, but also that the prophecy is guiding your way. And especially given the nature of Fernia, where its topography changes and it's very difficult to map because things, their relative distances to other things change. So that being said, you don't know how long it's going to take you, but you have a sense of at least how to get there.
Okay.
Sorry, wrong button. So are we on the wrong side of the river of fire again?
Fucking always, dude.
Well, you know what? It's been a while since we brought up the map. Let's bring up the map.
We see any, if anybody sees any pit fiend skeletons, let me know because they're prime targets for Animate Dead. They're the best skeletons.
That would be weird, considering most of the time these things die, they just kind of like disappear, right? Like just fucking like evaporate.
That I don't that is not necessarily true. So this is Fernia and not hell, but that is not necessarily true when you kill a devil or a demon in their home plane.
We've killed a number of them. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about pit fiends.
I'm also thinking of 3.5. That was where they actually had stats for pit fiend skeleton, and it was by far the strongest of the skeletons.
Okay, so according to the map, 7 is where you need to get to. And where you guys are is, let's see, where's Feanor's? Well, the Cybriax was here.
Right, and I thought we had to go like somewhere like way the hell up here. That's which puts us on the wrong side of the river. Although I guess this looks like oh right, this is not a little bridge. This is just a hill that overlooks the river.
Yeah, that's what I want to. That's what I ramp off of.
Right.
So
7's in the lower left, right?
Yep.
So Cybriax is here, Feanor's Crypt is here, Warforged Classes is here, and then Flamekeep Cathedral is up here.
Way up here, yeah. So hopefully the Warforged Colossus will be able to traverse this river of lava.
I don't think it will have any problem doing so.
I would make no such assumption. It's a river that runs through hell. Cannot be good.
So, anything else you guys are doing while you're heading towards the Colossus?
Nothing particular. Takash will wonder how what's his name is doing, you know. I don't remember the guy's name, the fucking guy
Owl,
from outside the
owl guy.
Thorzol,
Artifacts.
Tharzul, whatever the hell that the other fallen knight was. His name.
Tharzul.
Oh, okay.
It was Tharzul, yeah.
Yeah, he exploded in the explosion.
Yeah, but he could survive that. And then so that's what Takash is thinking. He's the whole yeah. During his free time, he might look out a window that might whatever he can look out of, and you know.
Wistfully.
I mean, just because he looked like a Death Knight doesn't mean he was a Death Knight.
I like to imagine Akash
Take-
is looking out a window singing somewhere out there.
Um, so as you guys continue on the journey, after about a day, you are able to reach the Warforged Colossus. So it's the evening. So you, I don't know how to do this in reverse. So you have 5 days left, and it's the evening of that 5th day.
So we were able to rest then.
Yeah,
Like long rest.
yeah.
Sweet.
And just checking, does anything look different about the Colossus?
No, actually. And why can't I?
Dude, where's my Colossus?
Oh,
Where's your Colossus, dude?
Just it would be an interesting twist if we got here and the Colossus was gone and we had to go find it.
Follow the footprints.
It ran away. What do you mean it ran away? It couldn't move.
It
Somebody-
ran away.
Yeah. The people who took it are just like, yeah, we got this other dragon mark mimicking thing from the Emporium. They were just hiding all the good stuff in a secret stash.
Yeah.
We just knew one. He sold his soul to us. We just brought him along.
Does that long rest remove exhaustion?
Yes, it removes a level of exhaustion. And also, Vagnog, your maximum hit points are restored.
Nice. Back.
Lux, how many, do you have more than one level of exhaustion?
No, just one.
Okay.
So I guess I know it was like a whole, I don't remember that we found an easier way to get in. It was like we had to climb up the back using these handholds, these trapped handholds, as I recall, and then climb up to basically like the chest or the head to get into this thing. So I guess we have to do all that again. Although we can have Trebek may be able to fly some of us up.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming is you were gonna have Trebek fly each of you in turn. But that's ugh. I haven't prepared anything else from here on, and there's a few things that I really need to think about. So if you guys are okay, we can end there tonight. It probably good for me too, just because like it's been so long since I've DM'd, and I feel like it's just shaking the rust out. So
Yeah, it works.
Not a problem. Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for running.
oh wait, no, don't end the meeting. Stop the